Hi, my name is Rita, and I have lost 16 pounds in the last 12 weeks. I went from a size 12 to a size 4.
Hi, I'm Doreen. I'm 43, and I've been on the MetaSwitch program for 12 weeks. I've lost 15 pounds and gone from a size 12 to a size 8.
I would have never thought just a supplement could have done this. No way.
My name is Vicki, and in the 12 weeks that I have been on the MetaSwitch program, I've lost 28 pounds and have gone from a size 16 down to a size 10.
In 12 weeks, I've lost 31 pounds. I started as a size 14 and ended on a size 8.
So I've been on MetaSwitch for 12 weeks and I lost 21.5 pounds. I've gone from a 36 to a 33-inch waist.
I started at a size 14 when I started the program, and now I'm a size 8. I have never been a size 8. And I lost 21 pounds in 12 weeks.
So going into the study, if I had known that I would have dropped 15.25 pounds, 11 inches, 2.5 dress sizes in a matter of 12 weeks, I would have never imagined it.
I've been on MetaSwitch for 12 weeks and I've lost 14.5 pounds and 9 inches. And I know that's continuing to go because I have not plateaued.
Hi, I'm Steve Scott, founder of Max International. And those were just a few of the participants of a 90-day independent user group study for our brand new weight loss system called the Max MetaSwitch Weight Loss System. Many years ago, my dad told me, if it sounds too good to be true, it's not true. Well, this time, Dad was wrong. How do I know? Well, this was me just a few months ago when I was 210 pounds when I started the MetaSwitch system. I looked like I had swallowed a basketball. You see, I didn't want to risk our company's reputation on a weight loss product if it didn't work. And I figured I was as good of a test case as anybody. After all, I was just about to turn 65, which means my metabolism was through the floor. I hadn't exercised in over 20 years, and I didn't plan on starting to exercise, so that was certainly going to work against it. And I got to tell you, I have zero willpower. I eat whatever looks good, smells good. There are things that I love that I know add weight, but you know what? 65, you want to enjoy life, and I'm not ready to stop enjoying life. But the scientists told me this would work for me. And it looked great on paper. There were clinical studies that indicated it should, but would it really? So I started on it, and 4 weeks after that first before picture was taken, this is what I looked like. Now there I had dropped 16 pounds in only 4 weeks between that and the other picture. Notice the basketball in my belly is no longer there. That 16 pounds is like 2 newborn babies, and it was gone. It's not only gone there, but look at the difference it made in my face. I went from a round face that I never realized I looked like I was overweight just for my face to a much thinner face. So what's cool is it seemed that the body fat had started disappearing everywhere. My love handles, my waist. In fact, what I did after losing 18 pounds, I thought, let's see what happens if I add a little exercise to it. So I started walking a half hour a day and would work out on the Total Gym for 7 to 10 minutes a day. And the weight just kept going off. All in all, now I'm down 33 pounds. I've gone from a 42 to a 36, and the 36 is so loose I have to really tighten up the belt. Now the belt's loose because it won't get much tighter. And but that was just me. Was I unique? I was motivated because I really wanted to see if it worked. Well, one of the leaders in our company in the field, a guy named Alan Sickman, Colonel Alan, he's my age, same problems, low metabolism, doesn't exercise, loves food, and he decided to give it a try just a little bit after I started, and look at him. He dropped 26 pounds. He said he's now 10 pounds lower than when he graduated from high school over 45 years ago. Well, it obviously worked with us 2 older guys, but how about other people? Well, we started a little user group study in our field, a number of associates, about 25 of them, and we hired a group that does user group studies, and they put together a group, and sure enough, everybody that got on this product lost weight, they lost inches. In fact, in the user group study, one of the amazing statistics of all the pounds that were lost, 75% on average was body fat. That's incredibly high. And that's why people just were blown away by the inch loss and where they actually lost it.
I started working out 3 months before I started the MetaSwitch program with no real results in losing any weight. And then when I got on it, continued my workout and followed a sensible plan, the weight just really dropped off quickly. Then I lost 21.5 pounds. I've gone from a 36 to a 33-inch waist. My face has thinned down tremendously. My obviously love handles and stomach.
I've always been disproportionate in my body. I've always had like a larger lower half than the rest of me, and this time I've noticed a difference that I lost it a lot more proportionately, and so I'm actually not struggling to find pants that fit as much as I used to.
After 40, it was just impossible for me to lose the weight. I was stuck at 2 pounds. It was either 2 pounds down or 2 pounds up, 2 pounds down, 2 pounds up, and I felt like a hamster in the hamster wheel, just going and going and going and working at it in different ways and just really never arriving anywhere. And so it wasn't until the MetaSwitch program that things really kicked in, and I do believe it had a lot to do with the capsules and just getting my metabolism to kick in. It was deader than a doorknob before, and I just started to feel increased energy, but really consistent, which is what I really liked about it. It wasn't a spike or a dip. I started to see a decrease in the shape of my body, and really always an issue with my lower half. So my legs were starting to thin out a little bit, which was always impossible for me to do before, and just the visibility of the back of my legs started to improve. I also beforehand had a lot of sugar cravings, and I really felt that the bar helped to decrease that because it was sweet enough and sustained me long enough that that wasn't necessary. So I just felt that it all really fit in. It was convenient, it was easy, it wasn't anything out of the ordinary that was required, and I loved that about it.
Before MetaSwitch, I was struggling with my weight. I was at 200 pounds, and I tried a weight loss program. That was weighing in weekly, and I did lose 7 pounds there and just plateaued. No more results after 7-8 weeks, and I was working out 3 to 4 times a week, still no results. So I dropped that program, and soon after I started on MetaSwitch, which in 12 weeks I've lost 31 pounds. And I started as a size 14 and ended on a size 8.
What are you looking at? And tell me what you're thinking.
Just incredible. Feels great. That's a great accomplishment, something I've been trying to do for over 10 years. I just never thought I could do it. I never thought I could do it, in 12 weeks especially.
I was hopeless for years and years and years. I thought that was me when I got down to that weight on that particular program where I weighed in all my life. I thought, this is just me. I can't be any lighter. It took me 20 years to finally find something that worked, and it happened in 12 weeks.
With the product, I never felt hungry, whereas before I would not eat, and then I would eat everything, and that would make me feel terrible about myself. After I started taking it, I knew that I wouldn't be feeling that way.
What are you looking at? And tell me what you're thinking.
That's like a big difference. What's that McDonald's term? Supersized on the left. On the right, I'm looking at a happier me.
These are the pants that I used to wear, and they were tight. So now they no longer fit. They will fall right off.
Well, now comes the question, how does MetaSwitch work so effectively? What makes it so different than anything else that's out there? Well, number one, it raises your metabolism without raising your heartbeat. You see, there are no stimulants, so you don't feel wired and jittery. You don't feel like you want to grab somebody and choke them. You just go through your day feeling just like you always feel, except you're not driven by hunger. Second, it reduces your appetite and curbs your cravings. What does that mean? Well, for me, it meant that I was no longer controlled by my hunger, by my cravings, by wanting all these snacks all the time. I used to go through a box of Wheat Thins every other day, just at lunchtime. I mean, I really loved wheat thins. I love snacking. Like I said before, I loved eating. But when hunger is no longer controlling you, when your appetite is so low that you don't feel like you gotta eat something, it's amazing what you can say no to and what you can say yes to. So it allows you to make your portion size smaller. It allows you to begin to say yes to the good things and no to the bad things, and that's all I did, and the rest is history. Third, we use a unique approach to fiber. We have a fiber product that is 50% soluble, 50% insoluble. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, preservative-free, artificial sweetener-free. It literally takes the place of snacks. The fat comes off. And that's what we're targeting. We don't really care about water weight. We don't want to reduce lean muscle because lean muscle is our friend. We want to target fat and get rid of the fat. And that's exactly what Metaswitch does. We usually think of big people that need to lose a lot of weight. Did you know that in the United States alone, 70% of the American adults are now overweight and over 33% are clinically obese? So those are the big people. They all need to lose weight. What about the other 30%? Well, there's a bunch of people that even though they're not in that 70%, they will instantly tell you, oh, I need to lose 20 pounds. I need to lose 10 pounds. Oh, I just wish I could get rid of those love handles or my gut. And some people are in a whole different category, and that's what my assistant was in. My assistant, Maddie, has worked out for years. She works out 6 days a week, an hour and a half a day. She boxes 3 times a week. You would look at her and you'd think, this lady does not need to lose an ounce. And she really didn't. But she kind of took some product and started using it, and something happened that was so unique. You see, she didn't have a lot of weight to lose, but what happened is that little layer of fat that she did have began to disappear, and what appeared in its place was the definition she had always wanted. Her abs, her legs, her arms, everything became well defined. And she came in one day, she said, Steve, I've only lost 1 pound, but look at it. And I mean, the picture blew me away. And then later, she ended up losing a total of 7 pounds, which you'd think is nothing. But when it's all fat, look at the results. 1 week into the program, this is what she looked like. Now look at that. You'd say, hey, it doesn't get better than that. Well, she didn't change her exercise. She didn't change her diet. All she did is get on the Metaswitch program. 7 weeks later, here's what she looked like. And 9 weeks later, here's what she looked like. She said for the first time in her life, she's got the abs, the arm definition, the leg definition that she's always wanted. But you see, they've always been covered by this little layer of fat. So you couldn't see the definition. So she came up with a name that I absolutely love. She says, I'm not going to call this Metaswitch. I'm just calling it my workout miracle. And she came up with this great term called peel and reveal. Peel the fat off and reveal the muscle. Well, we could use that for everything. We could say, peel it off your face and reveal the true you. Do you know when a person loses weight, they not only lose it around their face, they lose it everywhere, and they look younger. One of our great leaders in the business, he has struggled with weight his entire life, works out, but the weight doesn't come off. Comes off a little bit, but the fat remains. Well, guess what? He got on Metaswitch. Here's his before. Here's his after. He's lost a total of 39 pounds. And it goes on and on. So, do I believe Metaswitch will work for you? I don't think there is any better weight loss program in the world, at least not one that I'm aware of, that is nutrient-centered, no drugs, no stimulants, that can do what the Metaswitch program can do for you. So I hope you'll talk to the person who showed you this video and find out how you can start on Metaswitch right away.